Good evening, good evening. This is Blog Talk Radio with your host, ATAZP Live. I got a co-host, Diamond Lou. Arthur has been on the show before. What's up, Diamond Lou? How you doing?
Peace, peace. I'm all good. What's going on, TAZ?
Everything is everything, as I heard someone say. And I also have on the line Brandon Meeks Music, BMM in the house. What's up, Ken?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm going to tell you right now, when I first ran into you, listened to some of your music through videos, various videos you had out. But as I do my music search and I heard your music, it like stopped me in the tracks. So I was like, man, I got to get this cat on. Very talented. I mean, bad. Everything I heard was just bad. I was sitting there going, boy, this thing is nice right here. This track is nice right here. So, man, I'm very glad that you come in the house and talk to us about your music.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm glad you liked what you heard and thought enough of it to have me on the show, man. I appreciate it.
So you're born and raised in Gary, Indiana, where the Jackson 5, a couple more of my friends live at too. So explain that, how you got into music at home.
Oh, yeah. I was just kind of always around it. My older brother was a really good guitar player. And another one of my brothers was really into like DJing when I was younger. He would like throw like really big block parties and events like that. And like it seemed like the whole city would come out to like stuff that he would DJ. So I was kind of exposed to like live music as well as like hip hop from an early age. And then of course, like most musicians, I was exposed to a lot of music just from the church and things like that.
Right.
So I just being around it at a young age, I just kind of gravitated towards it. I remember being like real little, just banging on my mom's pots and pans, and as I got older and could do more, I would just gravitate more and more towards music, and it just became a thing. Eventually, once I got to about 8 or 9 years old, I started taking guitar lessons, and it just kind of grew from that.
Now, I got a question. How did you get interested in the bass? I'm gonna be honest. You the first one that playing straight up, stand up with the stick on the floor bass. Now other people play bass, guitar, bass guitar, do some bass on the MPC, whatnot, whatever. But you are the first one I've had that plays straight up bass with the thing over your shoulder. How did that come about?
Oh, wow, that's interesting that you said that I'm the first one on here.
First one, man. I've been doing this 14 years. I have not met a bassist ever. And I'm very excited, but I'm just saying I love jazz too. I love hip-hop just like you. And I'm like this cat play the bass. What? So I wonder how you got interested in doing that.
Man, I started on bass guitar, playing in jazz band in middle school and high school. So that was like my first exposure to like jazz, and that kind of gave me an exposure to the upright bass. Like I said, they had me playing bass guitar, but that made me become a little bit fascinated in the upright bass, even though I didn't play it until a lot later. But then once I got in the college, I was going to school in Chicago, Columbia College, Chicago, and I was exposed to like the Chicago jazz scene there, and then that really made me want to take up upright bass. I would go to this music store in between class. They had like violins and basses in there, and I would just mess around on their basses like in between like all my classes whenever I could, and that just fueled my desire for it. And eventually, as I started working professionally on electric bass, I just saved up enough money to go out and buy an upright. And once I could finally get my hands on one, it was like no looking back, And what was really cool is when I was in my early 20s, there weren't a lot of people, like young black cats, like messing with the upright bass.
Right.
When I started playing it, it was a lane wide open. So like I had a lot of opportunities that that just went to me by default, like just the opportunities to play with like national jazz artists and
Wow.
people that you normally wouldn't get to work with as somebody just starting out, but just because I found that niche and it was something that nobody else was really messing with in my
That's
area
cool.
at the time. It really became something that was really beneficial to me.
Hey, Brandon,
Brother,
this is Diamond Luke.
So how you doing, bro?
I'm doing great, brother. Who influenced you as you evolved into becoming that bassist with the upright bass? Who are there any influences? Some of the old greats, any, by the way, that may have played that upright bass that influenced you in the way you play?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as like the older generation, mostly influenced by like Ron Carter and Paul Chambers and a little bit of Mingus. Out of the newer generation of musicians, I would say mostly Christian McBride is one that I look to a lot for inspiration. Like just his command over the instrument, like that brother can do some stuff on upright bass that you wouldn't even think it's an upright bass. So it's like he plays it like it's nothing. So I really look at him as in terms of like his vocabulary on the instrument and just the command he has over it. It's really inspiring.
now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the song Illusion. Give an
Okay.
intro to it before I rip it.
Okay, yeah, cool. It's a piece that I wrote for my album Red, Black, Green. And at the time, I was just trying to mess around with like some what they call like odd meter, like like most music that you hear is in 4/4 time is like a straight beat that has like 4 counts to it. So I started messing around with beats that had like 5 counts, and just exploring those ideas and trying to see like what kind of melodies I could make over those different rhythms. And this song kind of just grew out of that exploration. So just something a little that was new for me at the time that I thought would be just an interesting spin on rhythm and just how to make melodies flow over different types of beats.
This is Brandon Meeks' music, Illusion. All I got to say is wow. Man, hey, wait a minute.
Thanks, man.
Brandon, is that all you?
Yeah, well, it's my band. So I'm on bass, and I wrote the composition and produced the whole album. But then the band is my man Rob Dixon on the saxophone. My friend Stephen Jones is on the piano, and another friend of mine, Greg Archery, is playing drums on that track and throughout the album.
Diamond Lou.
Yo.
Hey man, he got me messed up because I'm sitting up here going, I can see this in the movie. I can see this on the soundtrack already.
Absolutely. Hey, you got me wanting to take a ride. You know what I'm saying? I'm riding with you all the way, you know?
That's awesome, man. I appreciate you, brothers.
Hey, where can I pick that up? Where can I pick that up, my brother?
Oh, all my music is on my website, BrandonMeeksMusic.com. And
okay, gotcha.
I do everything through my website, you know.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Now 2014, since we talking about movies, you got a taste as an actor in Don Cheadle.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, the Miles Ahead movie. Explain that, Cat. Miles Davis.
Yeah, that was something that kind of came to me just from being in the scene in Cincinnati. And when they were getting ready to do the initial casting for the movie, there was an email circulating, and it ended up coming to me, and it was just saying, hey, they're looking for some musicians to be a part of this movie. And they had like an agency where you could just submit like a headshot and just some basic information to. And I kind of just did it like, what the heck? You know, I probably won't get in it, but I'm going to just send something anyway just for fun. And
right.
I did, and they ended up calling me. I was like shocked, like, what? Like, for real? And, you know, I went ahead and did the screen test and the audition and everything. And, you know, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to just go to this audition, but I probably ain't going to get it. So I went and did that, and like a couple weeks later, they was calling me, like, wanting me to be in the film. Yeah, so I actually got to do like 2 scenes. I worked with Don Cheadle directly, you know, on the stuff that I actually did in the movie. They had me portray the character of Ron Carter. So there's 2 scenes showing that period of Miles's career where he was working with Ron Carter. So they have me in a basement rehearsal scene, and then the final one of the final scenes in the movie. Where it takes place at this boxing match. They have me in that scene as well. Right. Yeah, but I got to work with Don Cheadle, got to meet and work with Robert Glasper for a couple of days. It was like a really awesome experience. Like, you know, just something totally different out of the way of just being on the road playing and doing shows in like clubs and festivals and stuff like that. It was cool to just see an entirely different process of making art. So just from that point on, it's kind of influenced everything that I've done.
Now, explain the group that you produce. It's called Native Son, correct?
Yeah, that's myself and 2 of my friends here in Indianapolis, and it's a hip hop project that we came together to build a few years ago, and it consists of myself on production, my friend Sleepy Floyd, he does drums and also production, and then my other guy, Bobby Young, he's the MC of the group, and we basically like have like some pretty eclectic music background, but we try to bring just all these different influences together under the hip hop umbrella. So there's like some of my jazz influences in there. Sleepy has done a lot of stuff in the EDM scene. Bobby has done just all types of writing, very lyrical dude, very well-versed, and just an intelligent dude, you know. And we try to just meld all that in and just bring something fresh to the hip-hop game, you know.
Now, this song I got is called Undeniable.
Yeah, it's from the Undeniable album. I think the track is actually called Make It
Step Into the Light.
Yeah, Step Into the Light. That's one of our albums, and we also have another album called Undeniable. So I got albums got to hear the track that you're gonna play, so I can tell you exactly about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to rip it right now.
Okay.
This is Brandon Meeks, y'all. B double M in the house with Diamond Luke.
got like 45 years left in 58 seconds. I'm running out of luck, so I'm counting on my blessings. I'm learning how to trust us to be young and restless, so be on the guest list and eons from exes. My heart beats instrumentally like Texas. Extra friends are a luxury like Lexus. My self-reflection is more like breakfast, the most important part of my day, no question. Less than 24 hours ago I was chilling, right? My girl tried to turn up cause I'm hurting her feelings like I need a little space, love. Guilty as charged, I'm trying to get these numbers right so we won't be at odds. And these words I manifest as a man of the flesh. Do a test, my best guess is we need a rest so I can take that next step. I ain't talking about rehab, a double shot from drunken love, but luckily she asked. So just listening to the question was a profound sound. You said you'd always be down, but I never figured the same, cause foolish pride resides off of memory lane. In Fall Creek we all speaking in terms like forever. It's my turn to kettle and blow, so forever becomes whatever for show. My eloquent prose be on the road doing shows, and still you holding me back. I mean you're holding me down. How the girl of my dreams ain't gonna be part of them now. I know it's harder to smile underneath the gritted teeth of defeat. When the head and the heart transpose, it goes against the wood grain. I ain't feeling what I'm thinking, we got it's a good thing. Never figured I'd walk this road in tandem, though I was told the path of the blessed is less random. Behold, the whole time I was consumed with mine, and how to get it is divine, that we both can shine. I'm with it.
You're listening to ATAZP live on Blog Talk Radio.
Yo, that was hot, man. I love that.
Thank you, man.
I love that. Could you give? Well, wait a minute. Let me let Diamond Lou. I know he got something to say.
Okay.
Absolutely. Peace, man. That was a real dope track, man. And I love the positive energy and the positive message that it sends, man. Good work, bro.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, that's what the group is all about, man. Just trying to bring that positive vibe and the diversity back into hip hop, you know.
Now, I want you to give your information where people can hit you up at, where you're going to be performing. I know you do that a lot, too, as well. Hey, Diamond Lou, we talking to a true artist off in this piece. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's funny, man. As far as my information, my website is brandonmeeksmusic.com. So that's where I have everything, like all my music. I do a blog on there where I'm on there interacting with people consistently. I also have, like, if you want to have me play on a song that you're working on, like bass or guitar, or if you want me to make a track for you, you can get at me through my website, and we can talk about all of that. As far as social media, I'm on YouTube. Well, YouTube really heavy at Brandon Meeks Music, and also on Facebook. I'm on there really heavy. Also, if you look for Brandon Meeks Music on Facebook, like I post stuff every day on Facebook. I'm on there several times a day making posts, talking to people, sharing stuff from other people. I don't just talk about myself. I also share just stuff that I think that you'll be interested in, regardless of whether it's about me or not. So those are my three platforms that I really work hard at just being present on and interacting with the people. Shows I got coming up, Indianapolis, Indiana. Tomorrow I'll be at the Jazz Kitchen with my guy Rob Dixon. You just heard him on that track Illusion. So we're doing a show at the Jazz Kitchen, Indianapolis. Saturday, anybody that's listening from Akron, Ohio, I'll be in town at Blue Jazz with my group featuring Akron's own Theron Brown. So we're going to do a show there. We've got 2 sets, and it's going to be hot. It's going to be a real good time. So definitely, if you're in Indianapolis or Akron, definitely come check us out.
Well, I appreciate you. Hey, man, anytime you got something new, hey, hit me up, man. I would love to have you back on the show for real. And I love the artistry. I love the art. And like I said, you're the first bassist that's come through here. As many people as I've met, I have not met nobody who played it straight up. I mean, seriously now, I know one cat played 26 instruments. A bass was not part of it. Bass guitar was, but not a straight up bass, no.
Well, I'm honored to be the first, man. And I tell you what, Native Son is working on new music right now. So once we wrap that up and get ready to start making our rounds, promoting it, man, I will absolutely be in touch with you, brother.
Hey, one of my listeners, she said that last track was smooth. So I just wanted to relay that and let you know.
I appreciate that.
Continued success, my brother, and like I said, it's an honor and a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, the feeling's mutual, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Yeah, much love.
No doubt.
Peace and love, brother.
No, peace to you, man. Appreciate y'all.